Hello and welcome to GLN's News TV. I'm Ann Smith, your virtual anchor, bringing you the latest updates on today's top stories. Donald Trump has posted an AI-generated image of himself dressed in papal regalia. It comes just a few days after he joked that he'd like to be the pontiff. Last week he was asked by reporters on the White House lawn who he would like to succeed Francis, and he replied, "I'd like to be Pope. That would be my #1 choice." He said that he did not have a preference. But there was a cardinal in New York who was very good. Mr. Trump was accused of mocking Pope Francis's death, but by noon UK time, the post had been liked more than 58,000 times on Instagram. Hundreds of women in Rivers State exited an empowerment event in protest on Friday in Port Harcourt, insisting they would only listen to address by the state governor's wife, Lady Valerie Simfubara. The gathering, hosted at Port Harcourt's, was organized by First Lady's office under the federal Renewed Hope initiative. It intended to distribute empowerment materials to 500 women across the state. The women, dressed in traditional double wrappers, had eagerly awaited the First Lady of Rivers State's arrival. But when Teresa Ebars, the state's sole administrator's wife, was chosen to speak instead, the crowd got upset, chanting, "We want Sim, and we want Valerie Fubara." The crowd asserted their allegiance to Governor Fubara and his wife, whom they declared the state's rightful First Lady. They shouted, "We don't know Ibas. Tinubu is our president and Sim Fubara is our governor," reinforcing their rejection of Iba's authority and recognition of current leadership.
Great, women, beautifully created, wonderfully made by God. Loving, blessed, hardworking. I greet you all.
Suspended Senator Natasha Akpabio responded to Akpabio's call for evidence outside the legal process, saying it showed a clear misunderstanding of the laws related to sexual harassment. She questioned Akpabio's attempt to publicly request evidence, alleging that he had previously used his privileged position to prevent the issue from being addressed on the Senate floor.
The social media is not where useful as it is for information, but unfortunately it's not where you actually justify information. So yes, I can see she's doing very well in social media, but that's not the court of law. In the court of law, the question would be not whether my client is a murderer, not whether my client is whatever he is. The question would be, on the day you wrote this petition, you mentioned that you were sexually harassed. Where's the proof? This matter can be absolutely resolved if she does two things. Responds to my letter proving that the allegation is true, and I will turn to my client and say, well, here's proof. Or saying, well, I'm sorry that what I said is not correct. That's it. Experienced lawyers don't just run to court. You play out what we call the pre-trial process. You give opportunity to the person who you intend to sue to say, I will not go to court if all you do is to apologize. That's all. Whether my client will accept it or not, but my instruction to him would be, it's good to accept the apology.
Suspended Senator Natasha Akpabio responded to Akpabio's call for evidence outside the legal process, saying it showed a clear misunderstanding of the laws related to sexual harassment. She questioned Akpabio's attempt to publicly request evidence, alleging that he had previously used his privileged position to prevent the issue from being addressed on the Senate floor. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested the recently dismissed managing directors and several senior officials of the Port Harcourt Refinery, Warri Refinery, and Kajuna Refinery. The arrests are linked to allegations of mismanaging funds allocated for the rehabilitation of the refineries. Sources within the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, Limited, disclosed that 80 billion naira was discovered in the account of one of the dismissed managing directors. The president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Atiku Abubakar Issa, has alleged that Seyi Tinubu, son of President Bola Tinubu, attempted to bribe him with 100 million naira to influence his stance and actions as a student leader. Speaking at a press conference, Atiku detailed the events leading up to a reported attack during his inauguration ceremony in Abuja. He claimed that Seyi Tinubu approached him with a financial offer in a bid to sway his position. Atiku said he rejected the offer, which he viewed as a move to undermine and control student leadership. His refusal, he said, led to a violent response when individuals allegedly connected to Seyi Tinubu disrupted the inauguration event. During the inauguration, Atiku elaborated on the incident, stating that he was invited to Lagos to meet with both Seyi Tinubu and the Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olarwende. We had a conversation, and I was offered 100 million naira. Let's listen to him.
I was invited to Lagos to meet with Seyi. I met with Seyi and the Minister for Youth. The Minister for Youth, when he saw me, he hugged me in Lagos. We talked, and I was to be offered 100 million naira. But the thing is, it's not all about money. There are things which I stand for. You cannot ask me to begin to promote a president who has not done something for me to say he has done it. If he does something good, I will promote him. We will support him as the president and commander-in-chief. But where he is, you cannot say I should keep quiet. I won't do that. That we couldn't settle. And they felt that I'm being stubborn not to accept money and to come to Lagos without accepting money and going back. So they planned my abduction, and on the 15th, I was abducted. Of April, I was abducted, stripped naked, beaten seriously, in collaboration with the MD of NTA. The MD of NTA, I was packaged to NTA to make involuntary statement that I am no longer, that I have renounced my position as NANSpresident. I did that to gain my freedom, but immediately I released a press statement that I was forced, it was under duress, and because I was naked, I was beaten. They claimed that they will share the video. That Seyi told them that they can share the video, nothing will happen. And that even if they kill me, he will order. That was the word Ladoja used. It is Ladoja that is telling me this. That he will instruct, yes, he will instruct the Inspector General of Police to cover it up. And if he doesn't do that, that he will go. So I now asked, even this morning when somebody was telling me that, you know who Seyi is? I say, yes, Seyi is an ordinary citizen like myself. He's not occupying any official position. I told them yesterday, I made it clear, that even if I'm coming to this hall and I'll be shot, I'll still come to this hall. At the end, today, the inauguration is concluded and I'm the NANS president. I want Nigerians to know what has happened and that we are not going to give up and that Seyi can do anything he wants to do. He's already in this hotel. This inauguration wouldn't have held. You can see the organization is not correct. See the way the things was hardly done. I told the MC, quickly start. Don't do no protocol. Do the inauguration as long as though they will be arresting or killing the NANS president now, who controls over 40 million Aluta forces. So I want to, for the want of time, I don't want to take much of our time, but I have told you in brief. So we cannot say, the most important thing which my government, which we want to do as leaders of NANS, is that we will fight the cultists. We will take away cultism from NANS, the touts from NANS. They are just a bunch of touts and criminal elements. When politicians want to do anything, they recruit them to do all of these things, and that is what we have come to fight. I need your support for us to be able to do this, because without you supporting me, supporting our leadership, there's no way we'll be able to achieve this, because these people have gone far. They have no shame. I want to say, finally, that Seyi Tinubu is a very bad example to the Nigerian youth. And the worst thing that will happen to Nigeria will be for Seyi Tinubu to become the governor of Lagos State. He has no shame, he has no character. I have been strapped naked, he has my video in his phone. If we are in a country where things work, they are supposed to trace that in his phone, and he should be prosecuted. I do not know if what he wants to do with my naked video in his phone. It is also in the phone of the senior special assistant to the president on student affairs. The secretary, while we went to submit a letter to the Minister of Defense, the essay to the Minister of Defense told him that he saw my naked video while they were beating me. That is also in his own phone. This is the country that we are, but they are making a mistake with the wrong person. The honest solution to this for them to do the right thing, or they should quickly terminate my life. I thank you very much for listening, Your Excellency.
A Lagos State High Court has sentenced Andrew Nice, a bus rapid transit BRT driver, to death by hanging for the murder of 22-year-old fashion designer Barmache. Justice Sherifart Sonike delivered the ruling on Friday, declaring Andrew guilty of the charges, which included conspiracy, rape, and murder. In February 2022, Barmache boarded a BRT bus operated by Andrew but failed to reach her destination. Days later, her unclothed body was discovered abandoned by the roadside. During the journey, the fashion designer reportedly noticed that the driver was not stopping to pick up other passengers at subsequent bus stops along the route. Feeling uneasy, she contacted her friend and sent voice notes describing the situation. That would be the last time her friend and family heard from her. She was later reported missing. Her body was subsequently discovered on Carter Bridge, according to the Lagos State Police Command. During a court hearing in the trial of Andrew, a witness, Gotti, testified that the defendant had a pattern of raping his victims in isolated locations. Gotti, a superintendent of police, further revealed that beyond the case involving Barmache, Andrew had also attempted to rape a woman named Victoria. The incident allegedly took place on December 29, 2021, when Victoria, who lives in Delta State, visited her parents and a friend in the Kedu and Ekoradu areas of Lagos. As the seventh prosecution witness, Gotti told Justice Sherifart that Andrew's method involved isolating his victims by picking them up alone and taking them to deserted locations to assault them. That's all for today's update. If you found this story helpful or interesting, don't forget to like, share, and comment with your thoughts below. And for more breaking news and in-depth coverage, hit that subscribe button and follow us to stay informed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.